Manchester City 3, Sunderland 0. Swansea City 2, Reading 2. West Bromwich Albion 3, Queen's Park Rangers 2. West Ham
Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Good morning, Mr. Kling. Or good afternoon now.
You're very punctual. You're here before the anchorman's here, who's coming in right now.
I know. Yeah. He's slacking off again.
Well, not really. It's just 7 p.m. in the UK right now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Pete.
Hi, Chris. All well?
How are you? All well, thank you. Yes.
Not too bad, thank you. I've got a bit of a cold.
Yeah, I've been sniffling all morning actually. My wife too. She said it's allergies, I think, here, but you know.
Yeah, I don't get colds as such.
David.
Hello, Chris. Do you enjoy your game?
It's a very good game actually. I think Liverpool escaped with one there.
I know. Yeah, it was.
It was a good game. Arsenal played very, very well. I was very impressed with Arsenal.
They did.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
Oh,
hello, Johnny.
David, you're in the wrong bar, mate.
Hi, Steve.
Hang on. I mean, we don't know whether we're going to Australia or UK or what. But hello, Pete.
Hello, Dave.
I'm Stephen. I can see Stephen watch the football today.
Hello, yeah, we didn't go to West Ham.
Right.
Nah. It was Rob.
Hold on, it wasn't on the
telly. They had a lot of chances.
We missed the chances. And if that was a penalty, then I'm going on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Well, it wasn't. It was a penalty then.
Yeah, it was. Never a pen.
Wait.
Anyway, that's life. You've got to live with it, mate. We've got you next week, Pete. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, look. Oh, Scotty.
Hello.
It's good to see you. How's Juno?
Excellent. Yeah. Quite warm for the time of year.
He's drinking in the Red Dog Saloon again. Or outside it.
Hang on.
Actually.
Choose virtual background. Johnny.
Yes, Dave.
Would you like me to have Ollie's pocket on today? Because we do think of Ollie.
Oh, you want to get Ollie in on the phone?
Oh, I'd love to. I'll try and ring him up. I'll just say, look, he's in our pocket now. Look, there he is.
That's ridiculous. What? He's got a lap. Okay.
And
where are you, Bobo?
In London.
Back in London. Okay. Never know where Bobo is.
Do you mean London, as in East London, down in South Africa, or are you
or
London, Ontario?
Or Victoria. Or Victoria.
And Mr. Raymond, that's
hello.
Marvelous to see you.
Yes, good to see you guys too. I was here an hour ago. Of course, didn't realise the clocks had changed. Thank you, the Colonel, for letting me know.
Yeah. And Gizzy, have you got your clocks set right? Okay.
Yes, I have. I've done them all today.
Marvelous. Right. Are you
Think
trying to
about
trying to rewind the clock to like Thursday and forget about Friday or what? I'm not sure.
No. No, big boy.
Only joking.
Hey, we play Gizzy on Wednesday.
Oh. Gizzy, you'll be there, won't you?
Yes, yeah.
I'm actually can't go. No, Dave, I can't go.
In the Carling
He's
Cup.
worried already. I don't know why.
What was that, Giz?
I said you're worried already. I don't know why.
Yeah. You have a good chance, mate.
No, you have. No,
You are.
you'll beat us comfortably Wednesday.
You only just below us in the league.
Bobo, were you in
today,
London
Steve? You played
yesterday?
today?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Steve?
Were you knocking around the Thames?
What
I
happened?
was.
How did Man U get on today? I've not seen any results.
Sorry.
Oh, we got beat 2-1.
Who by?
West Ham.
Oh, right. I didn't realise they played. I didn't see the result yesterday. I just assumed they were today. Oh, dear, that's no good.
They
West
scored-
Ham.
Didn't they score first? No, West Ham scored first.
West Ham scored first.
Manchester United fans are talking about
We
dodgy penalties.
equalised. They were given a controversial penalty.
That's all
But
they
then
have.
again,
Some Manchester United
we
have
put
is
the second
controversial penalties.
They're always controversial. Just depends on what side you're following.
I know, exactly. Anyway.
So, Steve, where were you in that picture?
Which one?
The one that Merchant Naval Training College.
Have you not had a guess? No.
Well, it's hard to see on my phone.
Can you not make it bigger? Can you just rub it to make it bigger?
Okay, let me have a look.
Yeah, on the phone.
Okay, just hang on.
I think Scotty got it right.
Just hang on.
Right?
Well, you're giving the game away there, John.
Well, that was a
41 people in that class. 41.
Wow.
yeah.
It looks
What
like
year was
your
that,
mum
Steve?
put a saucepan on your head and cut your hair, Steve.
That's what they used to do, Dave.
That
John.
was
know.
style then.
What year was that, Steve?
69. I went November 69 till February 70.
Oh, you must have been in the week I left. I left in November '69.
Right.
Are you bottom row 6 from the left?
There you go. Well done, Ray.
I left in September '69.
What struck me about the
Yeah, I think
picture
you
was
must have gone the day I come then, Scotty.
what struck me about the picture was the variation in what judged by people's faces, the variation in the ages. Because there's some kids there that look like they're like 13 or 14 years old, and some that look like they're 20, and yet they're probably all 16, right?
Yeah. I was just saying that there were 41 people in that class. 41.
Yeah, I don't remember. Did you get offered I may have asked this question before, but did you get offered BP did you get offered to work at British Petroleum when you were at Merchant Naval Training College?
The day I left the college, I got called into the office and told that I'd been selected by P&O.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
I was told to go home and I
What
would be
position
contacted.
did you play?
Yeah, left
Pardon?
back.
What was that?
Well,
What position did you play?
Dave, you can say hi to Blackpool, Bob.
A big position.
Hello, Blackpool Bob.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Bob.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah,
Let me finish
real
the story,
good.
boys, since you don't mind.
One of the difficult things at the sea school was getting used to all the different accents, because it was our first time in with 16 or 40 other people.
Yeah.
And you had Geordies and Scousers and all sorts of things there.
Yeah.
You know.
I said this, they sent me home and said, go home. P&O will
Did you
contact
have
when
anyone
we've got a
from
kid.
Wigan?
I'm speaking, David.
That's a bollocking.
Go home and P&O will contact you when they've got you a ship. and I went home in February. I got contacted in April that
Wow.
I got a ship, and I was on pay all the time. From the day I left college, they put me on pay.
I got a bollocking 2 days after leaving the Merchant Naval Training College. My first bollocking, because I guess the guy at the pool office in Plymouth had been trying to phone me. They had a job for me. I don't remember what day we left on, but I hadn't been home, and then I just happened to be home, and the phone rang, and the guy was pissed off at me because he said, "I've been trying to phone you for the last 2 days. You're going to be in Heathrow on Saturday. You're joining the Sun Princess," and that's all he could tell me. He didn't tell me what I was doing and nothing. I had no clue. Didn't know what the Sun Princess was. All I knew was it was Princess Cruises, and I went to the local travel agent to ask them if they knew, and they had a brochure on P&O Cruises. On the back page, there was a tiny little picture of the Sun Princess with a description. It said "Island hopping in the Caribbean," and that's all I knew.
But Ray, did you not have to get a US visa in your discharge book before you joined?
On my second trip,
So they let you out there the first time without it?
Yeah. Because there was no time for me to go to London. I do remember going to London to get my visa, but it wasn't then. Unless it was between that and the end of the week, it could have been. I'd have jumped on a train at Exeter and gone to London. I'd never been to London before, and I wasn't quite sure where to go, and I didn't really understand the subway. And I went down to the subway train station at one point, and there was the subway was absolutely packed. There was hundreds of people on the subway, and a train pulled in. I was still trying to figure out what train I was supposed to take. A train pulled in, and everybody got on the train, so I got on as well. And then after about 10 minutes traveling along, I asked somebody where the train was going, and I was going in the wrong direction.
I've got a question for Anchorman. It's a bit of business here, but I just went to the messenger group, and Malcolm the bellboy, he put thumbs up to the picture of the Crew Bar meeting. So he should come in, and Ollie.
I've rung Ollie, and he's trying to get in now.
Well, he's got the password, the whole thing. So okay, thank you.
So fingers crossed with Ollie.
Yeah. Okay.
And Steve, what about if you might be able to get hold of Malcolm?
Well, I'm using my phone, so I can't. You can't.
Yeah.
I can't use the phone while I'm on it.
Chris, can you just get hold of Billy Vader? And Gizzy, can you get hold of Pete the Feet? And Scotty, you get hold of Brendan. Blackpool Bob, well, I mean, the world is your oyster.
Who do you want?
Whoever. And Bobo, try anybody. Anybody. Pete, there will be anybody from the Arsenal Liverpool game today. Just get hold of one of them, all right, please.
Talking
about
Charlie, if it's Arsenal.
Yeah, but Charlie's. Where is Charlie?
Where is he?
He's Beckham Bermuda. Yeah,
exactly.
Go on, Gizzy.
Give him a call.
I said about 3 weeks ago, I spent a very pleasant couple of hours with Witsy and Watsy.
Oh yeah,
What?
Up at Witsy's house, was it?
No, it was a pub. Well, not too far from Witsy, quite away from me and Watsy, but about halfway from me and Watsy. But yeah, we had a very pleasant couple of hours in the pub. I was driving, so I could only have a pint. We had a great catch up. I hadn't seen Watsy for, I don't know, since the Ronsaid, I think.
Sure. And it was special for Watsy and Witsy, wasn't it? Because they had a good relationship on the Ark, wasn't it? Before Watsy jumped.
That's right. Yeah, something like that. And I couldn't remember, but apparently I went to Witsy's wedding. I can't remember, but he said I was there, and funnily enough, I found some photos of the day I was. I don't remember it.
No.
But the cemeteries are a bit of a blur to everyone, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dave.
I attended a few weddings, and I have lots of photos from these various weddings, and I have to try and work out whose it was because it was tended to be the same people at all.
I know. Yes.
Dave.
Either you were the bride or the groom or one of the guests anyway.
I know there was Mick Woods, there was Dave Sawyers, there was Witz's, there was well, I can't remember the other. I can remember her, I can't remember him.
Yeah.
Then of course there was baby-faced Angie on the Sun. You can't forget that one, can you?
No. Oh yeah,
Dave,
Blind Babies.
Blind Baby Collins, yeah.
BBC. Honestly.
Dave, whose wedding did we go to? We went to.
So did you go to Fraser's? You came up to Fraser's, didn't you?
Could be.
Yeah.
I remember I stayed with you and Pete the Feet. We all got together and we went to a wedding. Was it Fraser's?
That would have been Fraser's. But then again, did you come to Gizzy's?
No, I don't think so.
Did. Was Pete the Feet at yours, Gizzy, or not?
I think he was, yes.
He was.
I've always wanted to ask Gizzy about whether you married. I don't want to ask you.
I ain't married no more, mate, so it don't matter.
You're not married anymore?
No.
Did you marry the girl when you were doing the Caribbean cruising and I was a steward and you were the bartender in the Starlight Lounge? You went out.
Yeah, that's where we met. Yeah.
And so you did marry.
Yeah.
17
years
great.
I was married.
Yeah. Well, at the time it was.
I never knew. I remember. But I can remember you coming back. We were in like. It wasn't Grenada. Well, it could have been Grenada. You went ashore to the beach for the day, and you were so chuffed when you came back that you'd met this girl. And I remember you were over the moon. I can remember that day. You coming back to work that night, and you had this fantastic day.
You've got a good memory. I can remember that.
Colonel, this is a shop business talk. Can you edit out the last 10 minutes of Sackery, please? We don't want Gizzy upset anymore.
I know. And while I've got the stage here, Pete, ask Blackpool Bob about what you were talking about the tug and the Arcadia in the 50s.
Right. Yesterday on the Thames, they had a 70th memorial ceremony for a tugboat called the Servia. Does that ring any bells?
Yeah, I'll tell you all about it.
The one that turned
I've got it, yeah. Well,
I wasn't there, but I remember it. Yeah.
It was employed in Tilbury Docks.
Yeah.
And it was involved with the undocking of the P&O liner Arcadia, towing the liner stern first away from a landing stage. During this manoeuvre, the Arcadia had gone full ahead to avoid collision with the P&O liner Orchides.
Wow.
Resulting wash caused the Servia to be dragged over and she capsized.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, despite the valiant efforts, the captain and 5 of the crew died.
Yeah.
Only 3 of them survived. And in the inquiry, it was all classed as accidental deaths, and the sinking was caused by the failure of a quick release pin on her towing hook.
Yeah.
The Servia became subject to her own salvage operation. She was raised from the Thames, refurbished, and she was taken to Claxton's in Ramsgate for refit and then returned to service on the 27th of January 1969.
She's in
I
Ramsgate now.
I didn't know the story. I've never heard it.
Yeah.
She's in Ramsgate now, that Servia.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
You're joking.
No, it's in Ramsgate Harbour. There's a dry dock for it, and it's just sitting there. It's a bit of a tourist attraction.
Right.
Wow.
Boys, be very nice to Ollie.
Hello,
he's coming in.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Oliver.
All right, I'm good, thank you. Can you hear me all right?
Yes. Yeah.
You're very Ollie. You're very
wall.
Ollie, you've had the decorating's done, everything. It's marvellous.
Very
I've got
orange.
younger.
Hey, you look a lot older, Ollie.
No. I've lost my hair, that's all.
It's
We haven't seen
lighting.
you for
It's
ages.
lighting.
As I say, the barnet seems a bit less on top there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be like Dave.
Ah, well.
No, you don't.
Don't.
Got Nancy Wyatt.
No, that's very risky.
All right. Don't start.
Dave told me that his was due to doing U-turns under the sheets.
The hell of a lot of U-turns he did as well.
Love it. God. Anyway, Ollie, it is genuinely very good to see you. And Pete was just talking about the situation of a tugboat back when the Arcadia was coming out in 1970.
No,
Until
1954.
1954.
What was 1970?
70 years, well, not anniversary.
Oh,
70
70th anniversary.
memorial,
Sorry.
recognising the accident in Tilbury.
Right.
That'd be when she was pretty new then, wouldn't it? That's 54.
The Ark, yeah. I think she was built in 53, wasn't she?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And the Orchidees would have been older.
A little bit.
Not a lot older.
I was at sea school when the Old Sober went out on a maiden voyage.
Wow.
What was older, the Orchidees or the Osova?
Orchidees was the oldest of the two.
Yeah.
No, Blackpool Bob's the oldest.
Easy. No
Did you
problem.
sail on the Orchidee?
The Osova was the last one built before the Oriana, wasn't it?
Yeah. Next time I go to Ramsgate, I'll take a photograph of that
Yeah.
tugboat.
Thanks, Scotty.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And Scotty, you've got a Ronze behind you. Were you on there in 74 or earlier?
Yes.
No, were we?
I don't know.
happened?
No, I wasn't. But
I left in 75, Scotty.
Yeah, 74, 75, yeah.
When were you on Orchidees, Jim?
Yeah.
Did you know about the story?
No, I didn't.
I was on the Ark for good.
No.
16
I did the last.
years.
I did. It was my first passenger liner. I'd been on tankers before that.
Oh, right.
We did the last line voyage to Aussie, and we should have come back and done, I think, 6 many cruises, but we only did 3, I think, or 4, and then they withdrew it.
Yeah,
I had a lot of engine
I had a
problems.
very
Was that the
cool-
Rocket? When you're on Orchidees, when the laundry got flooded and you all had to bail out.
Don't remember it.
I think it went in a storm and the back end got swamped.
I know on the outward bound voyage we broke down about 3 or 4 times, and we got to Sydney about a week later than scheduled. So we were there for about 9 nights before we started the first cruise, because they obviously cancelled. And I think the first cruise was a 3-week or so. We had about 9 days in Sydney on my first call, which was quite pleasant. But
That's handy.
yeah,
Ollie,
I didn't have a lot of money.
Ollie,
But
was
I had a good
a Ronze your first ship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
and then we ran aground in Tahiti as well to say.
In 19, when was it, Ollie?
72, 73.
When did the Ronze have that typhoid on? She was laid up in Vancouver for a while. 73, 74.
No, before me.
It was later than that, Scotty.
I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, there was. It was about 73. Yeah, because I think I was on.
Yeah, it was a year before we did the Alaskan cruise.
Yeah, no, in that case it would have been probably 72, because I joined it at the end of 72.
Yeah,
I think
I was on the Chusan outward bound. When one trip, I thought it was 71, 72.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right there, Bob, because when I got on her, that had already happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was anchored out in, was it Vancouver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was on the Orsola 70, 71, and I seem to remember being told about it on there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I think you're right there, Bob.
I'm pretty sure it was 72, because I left Orchidees when it was withdrawn, and I went on to the Ronce at the end of 72, and it happened before that. So
yeah.
We will leave it to the Crew Bar historian to find out the exact date. I'm sure
Ollie, do you remember that picture?
I'm sure he will accommodate us.
I've just seen it. Yeah, God, got some hair there, haven't I?
You look quite rugged there, Ollie.
Makes a change, doesn't it?
But was the Himalaya the first Alaskan ship?
No, we were.
Bronzo was. I was on there.
The Ark went up in July 72.
So we must have been there.
I got up the Ark in San Francisco, and she was going to start doing the cruises out of San Francisco.
Because I joined the Ark thinking it was going to Australia. It shook my life when I woke up and looked out the porthole, and there was a bloody great glacier in front of me.
Right, I just googled that. Oronze steamed into Vancouver Harbour on January the 14th, 1970, with an epidemic of typhoid.
Yeah. I joined the Arse over 70, and I seem to remember people telling me about it.
January the 14th.
How long was it laid up for?
It's when you and I would still be on the Tucson then, Derek.
Yeah. I've just looked on my mobile for about, you want to say typhoid, 1970, it says.
Yeah.
How long was it alongside?
Oh, weeks.
Yeah, about 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It wasn't alongside, it was anchored.
It was anchored out.
They won't let anyone ashore.
Yeah.
Apparently, it had been in for a refit prior to sailing, and somebody had shit in the fresh water tank, and that's where it came from.
You're kidding.
That's what it said, yeah.
January the 14th, 1970, he said, when it arrived in Vancouver.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
3 weeks in quarantine before it sailed.
Somebody had a dump in the fresh water
When
tank.
did you join it, Jim?
End of 72.
And that's when you were cabin steward?
Yeah.
With me, up the sea deck forward.
The two of you.
I left Orchidees in the public room steward and went on to Ronce and went to ABR, then cabin steward, and then back to public room steward.
Yeah, and Dave Allsops was there as well.
He said only one passenger contracted it while they were on board. All the rest were crew members.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let that be a lesson to all of you.
And shit in the water tank.
Yeah. All the time.
Did John Herbert say he's flying
Must
out
have been a
to-
bloody big
to
shit.
go, dude? Did John Herbert say he's flying out to Goa this week?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I think he'll be in Goa now. Yeah.
Oh, Brendan sent his apologies. He wouldn't be able to make it tonight. But it's very good that you have done, Ollie. All right, just remember that. Okay.
You're so full of shit. It's unbelievable.
We're not going through that because it's quite contagious. All right.
Yeah.
You know what happened in 1970?
Yeah.
We haven't had any newcomers lately, have we?
No.
There's plenty of sites that people go on, you know.
Yeah.
There must be people out there who can join.
I know. I was thinking of posting it on one of those P&O groups, which has thousands of people, but then it'd be out of control.
They're all passengers, aren't they?
Hey, that's a point. What about Fruity? I didn't see any message. Is he all right?
Fruity.
Hello.
He was on earlier today. He guessed. He asked Steve if he was the one wearing the Manchester United shirt.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I probably had one on under my jacket, yeah.
Probably did, Stephen.
Yeah.
So, oh dear. So talking about all the times way back when, and Ollie, last week I think it was mentioned, who was the first person you met when you first joined the ship? Now, obviously we haven't seen you for a couple of weeks or so, so can you remember who you may well have first met up with, and did you have you sort of sailed with them for many years after?
No, I can't really remember who the first person. No, and no one from the Iranzi, I don't think it ever stayed. I think they all went. Their separate ways.
Right.
But the supervisor, what's his name, Jack McDonald or something?
Yeah, Jack McDonald.
Yeah, he was the what's his name, wasn't he?
Second steward.
Second steward. But other than that, not really. No.
No. And what about when, as bellboys, do you remember any of the guys you were at the sea school with, Ollie?
No, I don't actually, because they were just like, we only met up for about, 10 weeks, was it?
Mm-hmm.
On the sea school. Mm-hmm. Then I went on the Ronze in 71, end of 71, 72. And then I had a bit of time off and went back onto the Canberra where I met you, David.
Right.
And I haven't got over that yet. So that's about 50 years on, and I'm still
not over it.
I'm still in rehab.
No, someone. Who was the? I've got it now. I know who it is. Do you know what? This last week, I said I must ask the boys who this person was, and I would give you clues of who it was. And he was mentioned in the past anyway. And I was just going to say, and you'll get it straight away, because I was just going to say, who was this guy that, and I was just going to say that, and then I sort of, I know who it is. Who is this guy? That's your clue.
Who's this guy?
Guy Paget?
Correct.
Guy Paget.
Do you know what? I couldn't think of him, and I was, because it was something to do with playing the piano or something or other. And Guy was fantastic on the piano. And I thought, and I'm going to ask the boys, and I was just going to say, who was that guy? And I got the clue before you did. But, yeah,
only because you hadn't said it.
Yeah, exactly, Ollie.
Guy Paget still owes me 50 quid.
Well, I'm afraid,
Ray, you have no chance of getting that back.
You got no chance.
We'll give you a shovel. We'll give you a shovel.
Yeah. Just forget about that, Ray. Forget it. All right, Ray, give us. All right, then tell us a story. Why does he owe you $50 or 50 quid?
50 quid because him and John Quillam and John Parsons and myself all met up in London at the hotel near Heathrow, and we were going to go over. We were actually going to drive down to John Quillam's apartment in Spain, and they all thought it was a good idea. So the four of us met up in London. Guy was going to get us. He knew the maitre d' at the Complete Angler, which apparently is a very fancy restaurant. But anyway, he ended up showing up late. It was too late to go to this restaurant. We get up the next day. We go to Calais, or it might have been Dover. I think we went to Dover. And at the border control, JP doesn't have his passport. I think it was his passport. He didn't have the right documents to go. So he was turned back right there and then. So there's just the three of us. Remember, we're going to Spain for like a week's holiday. We get over the other side, we rent a car, we start driving. Pretty soon we come to Paris. We're halfway through the middle of Paris, and Guy says, "What day is it today?" And we're like, "Monday." He goes, "Oh shit, I've got an appointment tomorrow. I'm going to go back." And we're like, "What do you mean you got an appointment? We're going for a week." No, I got to go back, he says. And we're like, "Well, what are we going to do?" And he goes, "Just drop me off here." And we literally just pulled over the side of the road in the middle of Paris, in the middle of nowhere. And he gets out of the car, grabs his bag, and he goes, "Oh, I haven't got any money. Can you lend me 50 quid? So I gave him 50 quid, and that was the last time I actually saw Guy. After that, never saw him again. But and I often wonder how he made it back to the UK. I mean,
On the
but it was
back of
so
a lorry
him,
in
right?
Valley.
Yeah,
Um,
it was so Guy, right? Yeah.
Wow, that was well, it was worth asking that, Ray. That was a good,
Yeah.
that was a good one. So,
I'll give you
Bobo,
a bit
it's
of
your
info
turn
now.
to try and give us an up that story.
Okay, I was thinking of a person the other day that I met on the Oriana, and he was the welfare leading hand. I can't remember his name. I can see him with a jet black beard.
Oh yeah,
an Irish guy.
John. John.
What's his name?
John something.
That's it, John.
Yeah,
He was one of the nicest guys. I often wonder what happened to him, because a bit of a coincidence. When I was in Australia, I was a bar manager at 2 race courses, and Canterbury and Rosehill. If you went hunters, they were some of the main race courses. And my boss said, "Oh, Bob, I've got a visitor. He's off the Oriana." And I said, "Oh yeah, this is interesting." And in walks John. They knew each other. Don't ask me how they, but obviously John was a bit of a punter. He liked to go to the racetrack. And I hooked up with a pair of them. But what a nice guy. I always remember him because he was a bit of a character. So I wonder, well, he was a bit older than us. So I wonder, he probably is not alive now. But did anyone sail with him, or did anyone?
Yeah, I'll sail with him.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, bit of a character
He,
though.
he was he always used to relieve the regular welfies.
Oh, okay. Did he only do Oriana, or did he do other ships?
Well, he did. He was a relief on the Ark. Yeah, I think he only did a couple of trips.
Yeah. Nice guy.
I've got a picture of him with the football team when we played Oriana in Suva.
Yeah, funny guy, but nice. You know, it's
Hello, Taffy.
Taffy.
Well, hey
Taffy.
everyone.
Are you well?
All the good looking ones in tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've also got Ollie as well.
Thanks, David.
Well done, Ollie.
I bet ask Taffy, Bobo. I bet he'll remember his name.
Taffy, do you remember welfare off leading hand called John, the Irish guy
with a beard?
Beard, jet black beard.
No, sorry.
No, I don't. Okay.
Very hopeless for names. The main one I remember was he was one of the
Tony
TRS.
Baker's dad.
Tony Baker's dad.
George.
George Baker.
He was a proper old time wealthy. He was. Yeah.
He was a section waiter on the True Sun.
George Baker, yeah.
George
Was he
Baker.
really?
Before he went to be a wealthy, yeah.
So what was their actual job? Well, I can never remember. Was it just to look after the welfare of the crew? But what did they do? I can't remember.
Sell stamps.
Sell stamps, yeah.
They used to have a little shop on the True Sand. They used to have a little shop.
Yeah.
Between the bellboys.
It was a good job. It was a good job, eh?
It was.
There was George Baker. There was one, and there was.
They used to organise all the trips, didn't they?
Yeah, what was his name? Williams. You remember him, Bob? He was an ex-Hong Kong policeman. He took the bellboys out in Hong Kong and showed them the sights.
How did you get that job?
I don't remember. I can remember one vaguely, but I don't know what his name was.
And then another one, a big tall bloke with a beard.
An Irishman, wasn't there? Ginger-haired Irishman.
Chris Oxenholm.
Is that him?
Maybe.
So how did they get those jobs, guys? Did they pick it up at the pool or something?
Are you still interested, Bobo?
I am. I'm interested in that job. I reckon at least you had to do.
Here's a question. Was there anybody here on the Iberia? Nobody?
No. Not many were.
The Iberia.
No. So I was just going to give a guy's name, see if anybody knew him.
That might be. Is this that Seamus Galaxy? Oh no, that'll be Donut. Possibly.
Was I talking?
Possibly Donut.
It's
Good.
Dave's in
Charlie.
Steve,
There's
what you
Charlie.
saying?
There's Charlie.
Oh,
This
we,
Charlie.
we've drawn him in.
What you
Who's this
saying,
on the?
Steve?
I've been trying to get in for over half an hour. My Zoom's gone all woolly.
Oh,
Who was this on the Iberia then?
Well done,
Before you were
Charlie.
interrupted.
you haven't got your Arsenal shirts on tonight, then?
Yeah.
And
They're all on the side there.
you
It
didn't hang
was a
it
good
up
game, Charlie.
last week, Charlie.
Eh?
I was thinking of you last. Well, I was thinking of you last week.
Yeah,
we actually saw each other on the what's, didn't we?
We actually spoke, yeah.
Yeah. At the Bournemouth Arsenal, I got in touch with Charlie, and we were actually on live video, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching the goal, but I didn't see you.
No, I did.
I
give
was
you a
watching the
wave.
goal as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Colonel, you were looking at the wrong flipping end. That's
Well, I was
why.
watching at both ends, but by the way, I got a quick word for Chris. Are you going to watch the 49ers tonight, Chris?
No,
It's on Sunday Night Football.
I don't watch football
Oh my goodness!
unless it's the Super Bowl or something, you know.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
But I am following. I am following the baseball
Yeah. Okay.
for the World Series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dodgers.
Oh, blimey. Taffy, you've got a couple of guests have just arrived at your place.
I thought you might. I was looking for a picture of John at the races, the Colonel at the races. And I came across this one and I thought, I bet there's not many that hadn't sailed with him.
Reedy.
Is that Pat Reed on the right?
Reed on
Reed,
the
yeah.
right,
Pat Reed,
and
yeah.
Katowski on the left.
Yeah. And Paul Katowski really liked and got on well with Pat Reed. And he was over on a tour or something. And I says, I'll take you down to the P&O pensioners because I believe we'll see who's there. And, well, he was over the moon that he had his photo taken with Pat Reed. But that day earlier, I'd come out of a Comet Superstore and one of our recent captains that we all would know, came out and he said, and we said, hello, Alan. And he said, why do they call him Greedy Reedy? And I literally nearly swallowed my tongue. I didn't. He was so serious. It might have been the one that came on here. It was one of.
Oh, you mean
Dan
Jameson?
Dan.
Yes, it could well have
been.
But he was so serious and genuine in the question. I just didn't know what to say.
He's a fucking.
Why did they call him Greedy Reedy?
You should have said he always liked seconds.
I can't remember what I did, but I think I just diplomatically overcame it. Like I didn't say anything too incriminating, but so that really made Paul's day. That did. He was so pleased to have met up because they both lived in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Taffy, you look very comfortable, and you look like Reedy is a ventriloquist, and he's operating you extremely well.
Yeah,
I positioned.
He's got his fucking hand in your pocket. He's got his hand in your pocket.
I positioned myself very well with it. Yeah. I've only just came in. Actually, I've been off for a few days in the Taff Mobile.
When was that picture? When was that picture taken, Taffy?
That would have been maybe
2 years ago.
No, maybe 8 or 9.
It was the one before last. I remember it being. I remember you showing it to us before. He died not long after that, didn't he?
Yeah.
It might have been 6 or 7 years ago, though, Bob.
No way.
5 or 6
no
years
way,
ago.
Jose.
Right.
I can remember really coming over for it, and it was. I mean, I've been coming in here for only just over 2 years, and it was about the same time.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's been-
unfortunately, Paul has gone as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we see that Stan the man's behind Colonel.
Yeah,
with
that,
his young-
that was when my son David, who is now in his 40s, and it's in Seattle just after I left the Sun Princess, and the Sun Princess came in, and I went on board. Yeah.
Great stuff. Very, very good. And now, Pete, behind you, hang on, is that not the sun, is it?
No,
It's the island,
it's
isn't it?
The IP?
the CIP, yeah.
IP.
Don't ask me where.
I reckon it's not Curacao, is
Yeah,
it?
it looks like Curacao.
Oh, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, you went over the mountain in the cable car.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's not Curacao because there's no mountains in Curacao.
Yeah,
Aruba?
No, the Aruba and Curacao are like flat coral islands.
Yeah, well, that was because you were scuba diving, Ray. You wouldn't have known.
It could be Alaska.
That's not mountains. It's just dark clouds.
Could be.
Curacao was where I first went scuba diving with Donut and Aggie
Oh,
at the Policeman's Beach, and I didn't know how to wear the equipment, and it kept flipping me upside down. I can't believe they took me. It's set a spark in me for scuba diving, but yeah.
what's the Venezuela, Paul?
La Guaira.
Caracas.
Caracas. Yeah, but no, we were up against all those properties all up the side of the mountainside, weren't we, in Caracas?
Yeah, we didn't go to Caracas.
Yeah.
We went to La Guaira.
We went to La Guaira, which went up to Caracas.
Yeah, all those little shacks up on the hillside.
That's right.
Guaira.
Yeah.
Very busy port, actually. Remember, lots of
Yeah.
ships.
The only reason we went there was to do the bunkering for the oil.
For the oil, yeah.
I got a visa in Caracas.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure I
I
got the
think
visa.
I did. Oh no, I did it Mazatlan. Sorry, Mazatlan got one.
We used to go to a seafood restaurant in La Guaira that was really good. I'm sure I went with some of you here. It was a short walk from the ship. It was called, I don't know, like La Parata or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. Do you remember? Does anybody remember that? It was a really good seafood restaurant, and they used to have these clay jugs on the table that were filled with sangria.
Yeah,
I think I remember it. Yeah.
well done, Chris. I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Anybody? I went one time. There was a whole load of us. Went down to this little German village in the forest. You think you're in Germany? We went down. It's called Colonia Tovar or Tovar Colonia, and it was like being in Bavaria. I mean, we went there and we had a lunch in this restaurant, and even all the people that served us, they were all German ancestry.
Nazis, probably.
There's Simon Vista.
Well, they apparently they'd founded this town back in the 1800s, so it's nothing to do with Nazis or anything left over from the war. But it was like being in Bavaria. Incredible.
Really?
Yeah, except we were in the middle of Venezuela.
Yeah.
So I
It's about an hour drive from the ship.
It's full of Welsh people, isn't it?
Oh,
And
there's
then one
one
time-
the race meeting with Brendan and Colonel. Where was that, Taffy?
That was Vancouver. That was brilliant. I thought I was a big shot gambler, and I never picked one winner out of about 8 races.
Oh God!
Not one winning bet did I have. That's why I'm holding my pockets out.
Holding your pockets out, right?
Yeah.
Empty pockets.
Yeah.
No, you're just going to do your elephant impression, weren't you?
Yeah.
Your empty pockets. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Bobo,
Baby elephant. Baby elephant.
But,
No,
I've just seen that
Pete,
picture.
Pete, you've just sent through a lovely, massive, great big group for a football match.
Yeah, that welfare leading hand is at the end of the bottom
Is
row
he?
on the right.
What, the one with the necklace?
Yeah, it's the one with the stamps.
I don't know. I don't know. And Johnny, I would like to send this through to you. Are you able to put it up on your backdrop?
Yeah. I can do it if you send it to me right now. Yes, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. What's he's in that picture?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's the yellow goalkeeper's jumper.
There we are, Johnny. It's coming.
Have to blow it up a bit.
I'll send it
It's on its way, Johnny.
Yeah, I got it.
Messenger.
A messenger. Okay, I'll just have a look.
Got it. Yeah, that's interesting. If you can get it up, that'd be good. And what's he's in that? Is he Pete?
Yeah,
got it.
So congratulations to everyone who did meet up with Watsy while he was over. And I know, Chris, did you manage to see him or not?
Oh yeah, that's
no.
No, but you saw Pete.
Pete and Bobo, yeah.
Pete, you've done well because Pete and Bobo saw Chris.
Yeah, we had dinner together.
Yeah.
Pete saw Watsy, and so did Gizzy. Well done, Gizzy, for that. You saw, in fact, you didn't know where you were you? With Watsy, Witsy, they were all there, you know.
Watsy, Witsy.
Watsy, Witsy, and Watsy's sister. I got a couple of photos. I'll put them up if you like.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was a good picture. That was a brilliant picture because they hadn't seen each other for so long. Oh, well done, Johnny.
Oh, well done, John.
Pete, here's the
welfare
photo.
leading hand is on the bottom row on the right.
Bottom right, kneeling down.
Oh yeah, that's him. That's him. By the way, who's the guy? I recognise the guy with the red shirt and the white collar. He's in the sort
standing
of
up.
Standing up, yeah, I remember him.
Is he Paul Hitchcock? Paul Hancock?
That might be. What
to Jack the Rat.
Was he U Gang?
Yeah.
No.
Was he what? He might have been.
PRS or U Gang?
I think I only knew him when he was in the Resi.
Pete, where's Watsy?
In the yellow jumper. Next to Jack
of course, he was goalie, wasn't he?
Yeah, next to is that Ochi? Yeah, Ochi, Jack the Rat, and that Paul Hancock guy.
Which one's Jack the Rat?
Next to Watsy.
Oh, yes, I remember him. Yeah, I do remember him. Yeah. Wow, that's an old.
He worked down in Dover, but for a very short while, apparently.
Dude, Jack.
Yeah.
Why did they call him Jack the Rat?
When they said, "Ooh, Jack," he said he didn't last long. He didn't last long. He couldn't get out of old habits, I don't think.
Wow.
I really like Jack the Rat. Yeah, he was he was a legend, Jack the Rat, like Alfie.
Yeah.
So Pete, what's the football match? What ship? Where was it?
It's the Ark v the Oriana in Suva.
Oh yeah, Suva. Yeah.
And we won 4-1, I think, 4-2. But it pissed with rain all the time. And every time you kick the ball, you kick 2 or 3 frogs up in the air as well. They're all over the place.
What was the hotel? Not the Trade, but it's the other one.
Isolate.
Travel Lodge.
Travel Lodge near the football ground, I think.
Yeah.
Right. God.
Like a motley crew, I can tell you.
We were on the True Sound. We played.
There's a picture next to the welfare leading hand. Is anyone know Dave Partridge?
Face rings a bell.
Yeah, he died last week.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
Yeah, he was on the I met him on the Canberra first, and I don't think I ever sailed with him, but that's him on the Oriana.
Hey, Peter, is that
Passed
John
away
Wills in
last
there
week.
too?
Is this
Sorry?
both teams? Is this
Is
both
that John
teams
Wills
together?
in there
Yeah,
too?
both teams together.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you know which team was which?
They wore blue and they wore white.
Yeah, we will watch it.
When I played for the Canberra once
One.
for about 10 minutes, I think it was a sub. I had to play because they had these lovely like sweatshirts, white sweatshirts with
Canberra written
KFC on it, something on them. Yeah, didn't have to look smart. I'll have to dig that photograph out because Noel's on it, and there's a couple you recognise.
I played with that. I thought it was the same team with Noel and John Teagle and
I was there.
Fred.
Yeah, you would have been. It would have been in your era because I was on the Canberra, for over 2 years.
Yeah.
And I worked with you on the Canberra.
Niall O'Donnell.
Yeah, we shared a
Taffy above you on my screen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Sun Princess player manager. Gizzy's here, and he was heavily involved in all our victories. Both of them, in fact.
Both victories.
The best one was when
I
we
used to go home on leave and bring the kit
cup
and
when I was
buy
on the
new
Royal.
kit.
That was the best one. I think we beat Island Princess.
Where was that?
That was in Juneau.
All right, yeah.
I remember playing for Sun Princess against PP in Vancouver, and we won 2-1.
All these posh places.
And then we used to play the Cunard Countess in San Juan, didn't we?
We used to play them all the time in San Juan.
Yeah.
And the Carla C.
Mount Albert in Auckland was a good one. And
I used to arrange those games, Dave.
Really?
Yep. I used to bring the kit home I used to go on leave and buy new kit for the team.
Oh, I didn't realise you did that, Steve.
Yep.
When I was on the Chusan, we had one of the Arsenal directors on as a blood trip, and he sent us a full Arsenal strip for the ship's team. And
really?
We used to wear it. Yeah, when we played. Yeah. With the gun on.
Were you wearing Charlie George's shirt, or was it before then?
I could get into it then.
Cliff Bastion, more like
Anyway, Charlie, Brendan did send his apologies. He's not in today, but can you give us a weather report?
It's a tad overcast today, but it's still 75 degrees.
So for summer.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad for autumn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for John. After you posted the picture of the Union Jack bar, that made me think about different Union Jack bar stories. And one of them was the day that you brought a radio controlled car to the bar and you were using the dance floor to try it out on. And Sammy Bradford came around the corner and saw this radio control car going around the dance floor, and you felt like you were caught. So you were a very quick thinker. You handed the radio control to him and told him to have a go, and he had a go with it.
Sure that was me, Ray?
I'm sure it was you, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, Johnny could do nothing wrong in Sammy Bradford's eyes, could you, John?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You thought the sun shine out of your bum.
Yeah.
So was I mistaken that you didn't have a radio control car? Because I'm sure it was
you did have one, Johnny.
Okay, I feel that I guess
Yeah, you did. You had the radio controlled car, and also you had the CB radio.
Yeah.
Johnny had all the gadgets. Johnny had all the gadgets.
Yeah, Johnny Gadget.
Yeah.
You had more gadgets than Aggie, and Aggie had the 10-pin bowling, the scuba diving, the mono ski. I mean, God knows what. Aggie had everything.
I bought my ski from Aggie. Aggie had a single ski, an old one. It had a split in it, and he sold it to me. I had that for years. On the Sun Princess, yeah.
I bought my Akai reel to reel from Aggie. I've still got it, even though it doesn't work.
I actually left you my cassette player, John. On the Sun Princess.
Yeah.
Look at the Bona carts.
Oh, father. Oh, there's Aggie's cart.
Yeah.
Palm Island. Palm Island?
No. I'll tell you what. That was in Ziwatanea.
Oh, wow.
Where the fuck is that?
Is that Fraser?
Exactly. It's in Mexico. It's just up from Acapulco way, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Fraser?
Fraser, yeah.
Brendan.
He was very fit, wasn't
Brendan
he?
on the left.
Yeah.
He'd have made a good flanker, a good rugby player. He would have, Fraser, if he'd put
Brendan,
that
Aggie, Dave, as in me, Fraser, and what's his name? Holt.
Chris
Holt.
Chris, is it Chris Holt?
No, Gary
Holt.
Gary Holt. Yeah, that's not Chris Holt. No.
Taffy, the pictures everybody's posted up today, can you put them on the chat? Because I can see them better on there later.
What, this one or the three?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And the one of
one.
Reed.
This one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, will do. Yeah.
Just as a matter of interest, I've just been I've not been ignoring everybody, but I've just been reading this very, very, very long article about the typhoid epidemic on the Ronse. It took me about 20 minutes to read it. It's on the old P&O site, but I picked it up off the net. It's a fascinating story, virtually a day-to-day account. Interestingly enough, the old man was Waysher.
Oh, wow.
And the chief officer was Sammy Bradford.
Oh, really? Right.
Mike Bradford was chief officer. If you get the chance to read it, it takes you ages, but I've just read it, and Bob was right. It stemmed from Southampton. The shit tanks got contaminated with the freshwater tanks.
Right.
Could you post the link on the WhatsApp, Gizzy?
I'll see if I can find it again, John. Yeah, it takes ages to read it. It's pages and pages and pages. But
was that from the inquiry afterwards, Gizzy, or something like that? Was it like from the inquiry afterwards that you got that from?
Most of it, most of it's written reports that people got hold of. It's Facebook, the old P&O site. Okay, and it's the old P&O SS Ronse steamed into Vancouver on the January the 14th, 1970. And it must be 10 or 20 pages.
Wow.
But it's a very interesting, a few names there you might recognise. It was Sterling, he was Jeffrey Sterling, wasn't he?
Yeah.
One of the P&O directors at that time was Sterling, but not Jeffrey. I wonder if it's the same person.
It's the same man.
Yeah, but he was a P&O director at that time. He wasn't chairman.
I expect Dave's got his name badge.
Still got his name badge.
Thanks, Scotty. Yeah, maybe the next luncheon I'll just wear the badge.
Nothing else. Nothing else. Just the badge.
with a long train.
Can I ask Ollie? Ollie, have you moved house?
No.
That's a very, very vibrant, colourful room you're in.
Yeah. I had my flat painted. I've got 5 different colours in it now.
Oh, right.
It reminds me of the Ronse freshwater tank.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Where do you live, Ollie?
Worthing.
Now, isn't it, Ollie?
Where?
Worthing.
LGBTQ.
Where's
By
that?
Brighton. Brighton.
Oh, Brighton. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm actually in Worthing.
Right.
Brighton's got a bit too gay for me.
Yeah, all
Dave
right.
would love it though. Dave would love it down there.
I love it, love it. So Taffy, you were Reedy's ventriloquist doll. Colonel is Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Although I must admit, Sir Geoffrey looks like a stuffed doll there, doesn't he? He's got that.
Yeah, it does.
He looks very strange in that photograph. I think he was breaking
still
into
alive?
a smile.
Is Lord Sterling still alive?
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he must be in his 90s, I would think, is he?
He might be asleep, but he's alive.
Yeah, he's in a Siemens mission down on the East Coast.
He's sitting on a train going up and down the west.
He's just up and down on the train looking for his name badge. Oh, love that. That was a good lunch. It was a good lunch.
Oh,
yeah.
By the way, I put that thing up about that cruise yesterday.
Yeah.
I was seriously thinking about booking it, so I made inquiries about, and they said, you have to have travel insurance, and I rang about getting travel insurance, and due to my recent operation, they want £6,000 a year.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
If you, who did you go to? Try Good to Go, Bob.
I've tried. It was called All Clear or Go Clear or some fucking thing.
Go Clear.
Stay Shore.
They're in Brighton.
Stay Shore. I omitted having the operation, and they still wanted £1,100.
Yeah, go to Good to Go. They're quite reasonable. They do it through.
I was thinking about Ilder.
But they do it through a firm in Gibraltar. So,
yeah.
I think that's who I'm with, Scotty.
Sorry?
I think that's who I'm with. I just took out Worldwide a couple of months back, and it was about half the cost of everything else. It recommended by which too?
Yeah, Red Sands, I think the name of the insurance company.
Right.
Good to go.
Good to go.
Good to go.
I'll have a look.
Well, that's worth it. Definitely. Hey, well, we might be good to go in a minute because Colonel's
gone. Yeah.
He's gone already.
Colonel's gone.
I'm just finishing Madeira.
Oh no!
See Dave Allsop's in Madeira.
The first time he's done that.
But Ollie, it was great to see you in the bar tonight, and hopefully you were comfortable on your bar stool.
I am. Thank you.
Pleasure, absolute pleasure. Oh, Colonel, you back again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's taking the lights down.
It's time to wrap it up, Dave.
Okay, it's a wrap. All right, we're going for a. So everybody, we'll have to wave to Colonel before we all get disappearing, and Pete, keep that gay bar. Is it in London or is that somewhere else around the world behind you?
That's Mazatlan.
Yeah. Anyway, how is Oscar? Oh, great.
Send your frogs.
Oh, by the way,
send regards to Oscar.
You're right, Steve.
If you've got Sky, there's a good game on tomorrow night.
Oh, Blackpool, yeah.
Who are you playing?
They're going to get battered by the pie eaters, aren't you, Blackpool?
The pie eaters tomorrow night, yeah.
Oh, even better.
Wigan.
And Chris, good to see you over in California.
Yeah, good seeing you guys.
Yeah, take care. Thanks, Johnny.
See you next time.
Cheers,
Take care.
everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye,
everyone.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.